It just feels like something that a provincial club would do. And they have to offload all these young players to fund the guys they really want because they can't offload the absolute busts that they signed last summer. What a disaster. Douglas Luiz, okay, now he's gone to your team, Nottingham Forest. Colt Miners, no one's touching him. Nico Gonzalez, okay, there was Atleti rumors, but who wants that guy? Dusan Vlahovic is making superstar money, and he has a hard time controlling the ball.
Well, what a roller coaster of a season it was for Juventus last year. I mean, they only just by the skin of their teeth made Champions League football, and now Igor Tudor remains. It looked like they would have been welcoming a couple of other coaches could they have got them, Grella. But with the new look and the new signings and the players they've sent out, does this actually move the needle for Juventus? Do they look a better team than what we saw last season?
I don't think anyone's really excited about Juventus. I think it's more the same. They made a... Obviously, with Giunti Thiago Motta, they made a massive mistakes, massive signings. They couldn't get things right. And then to rewind that and try to make it right is just, it takes time to fix those issues. And I just think under Tudor, he's got them into Champions League, limped them into Champions League football. But under Tudor, have we seen a really big shift? Have we seen a really change in identity? I don't think so. It's a team that's difficult to play against, but it's not a team that I look at and say, okay, this team's going to challenge for the Scudetto. I personally don't see them challenging for the Scudetto.
I think they're better just because Bremer is back. And he went out so early in the season last year, and he was world-class in the few games that he played before that very serious ligament injury. So just to get him back, given the defensive struggles of Juventus, is massive. You're getting one of the best center backs in Italy now, starting and in the middle of that back three that desperately needed that leadership. I think Jonathan David's going to be a good player for them. You know, just watching back what Jonathan David does well, I think he gives them more dynamism up front because of how good of a passer he is. You can play it off him. You can play that quick touches with David, which you couldn't do with Dusan Vlahovic, who had a hard time trapping a simple ball. So I think having Kolomuani, Conceição, Yildiz, David, suddenly you're looking at that and you're like, this could be a fun team.
It's not good enough.
It's not good enough for what, though?
They don't have Moani also.
Juventus is a team that needs to fight for the title. It's 5 years. It's 5 years that Juventus don't compete for the title, and I'm not talking about competing in January. So I think you put it best with moving the needle. Is the team better? I agree with you, Matteo, 100%. Juventus' team took a dip when Bremer was injured. Yes, they've taken a lot of interesting players, but most of their summer has been trying to make deals for the bad deals that they made last year. Yeah. We still don't know if Kolomuani is going to play for Juventus or not. So does it really move the needle? Are they going to be fourth place? Are they going to be third place? I just don't see them competing.
But is this just the new reality for Juventus? Are we just comparing them to a team that we just haven't seen in the last 6 seasons?
Those days are gone. The days of the 9 consecutive Scudetti and the Senatori that they had behind the scenes, the Buffon, Barzagli, Chiellini, Bonucci, those days are gone. Now Lloyd Kelly is very much part of the Juventine
Don't
lives.
even say that name again.
Oh, they signed this guy for the same money as Dean Huyson was like, oh, now Dean Huyson's starting for Real Madrid.
It's like a stab in my heart.
Oh, my goodness. But guys, can you guys explain?
Again, Grella, one more time.
It was 30 seconds into the segment he said it.
First of all, swapping the Portuguese fullbacks, how strange of a move was that? To get João Mário, to give up Alberto Costa, and you get that 1 or 2 million more in the swap. It just feels like something that a provincial club would do. And they have to offload all these young players to fund the guys they really want because they can't offload the absolute busts that they signed last summer. What a disaster. Douglas Luiz, okay, now he's gone to your team, Nottingham Forest. Colt Miners, no one's touching him. Nico Gonzalez, okay, there was Atleti rumors, but who wants that guy? Dusan Vlahovic is making superstar money, and he has a hard time controlling the ball.
For me, the issue is
they can't sell him though for the money that they want to get back.
And he doesn't want to leave because he makes 12 million a year. Yeah, so he said, I could stay on the bench, and then I'll get a big money move. Absolutely. I don't blame him. But either way, to focus on Juventus a little bit more, the one thing I'll say is they didn't want to keep Tudor. They wanted Antonio Conte. That was their dream. They were not able to get him. They kept Tudor, and I don't think he's the worst option. I'm happy that they didn't go in another direction and get a new coach. Tudor, at the time that he was with Juventus, he got them to be in 4th place. I think he deserves to have this preseason. He understands the value of Juventus, of the club.
Taste for him, though, to know that they were trying to bring in other people and that, okay, we'll stay with you.
Yes, but he's a coach that he's Juventus through and through. I think if there's anyone who can get the most out of this squad that's on the names of coaches that are realistically available, it is Tudor. And I hope that he can make this team challenge because he understands that Juventus has to be a team that challenges. I just lack the confidence that there's not other teams in Italy that are better than Juventus at this moment.
What's more likely to happen? Juventus win the Scudetto or they don't make top four, Grella?
More likely they don't make top four. We have Matteo here that says Roma's going to make top four, and they actually looked really...
Roma's going to win the Scudetto.
Well, he said they're going to win the Scudetto. Okay, fine. But they looked really good yesterday, by the way. But it's more likely that they don't make the top four. The issue for me is this. Even with the addition of Bremer, they had the second best defense in Italy, only conceded 35 goals. That's never been the issue. They only lost 4 games. If you look around all of the best leagues in Europe, only the top dogs have done that. Arsenal's, Liverpool's, Napoli was another one who also had 4 losses. The issue was scoring goals. The issue is creativity. The issue was always, even from Allegri, and that's why they brought in Thiago Motta. Juventus fans wanted to see more fluid football. They want to see balls between the lines. They want to see different types of goals. They want to see strikers scoring goals. They want to see the Del Pieros back of the day where you could dream when you watch a game of football. That was what was demanded when you went to go watch a game in Torino.
I'm surprised your glass half full, by the way.
Now it's not anymore.
Yes. To mention the losses and say, they only had 4 losses.
Think about how bad they were last year and they made top 4.
Mike, how many of those draws felt like losses against provincial teams? They couldn't get a win.
But my issue is this, and my point is this. They can't score. They don't have any fluidity when they play football. I'm not sure that if you change Vlahovic for Muani, if it's a much better option. They don't play good football. That's why Jonathan David, he's going to have to watch Locatelli pass the ball 5,000 times backwards and sideways.
The only difference maker in this team is Kenan Yildiz. For me, Kenan Yildiz is a superstar. He's a superstar in the making. He could change a game on its dime. He's the only player that really gets me off my seat within this squad in terms of in the attack. And if he has a remarkable season, Juventus, then we're talking about Champions League, 3rd place. I don't think they go further. But to answer your question, for me, it's very simple. To me, they risk more to not get top 4 than they do to win the Scudetto, as sad as that might seem. And as much as we don't want to see that. We want Serie A is better when Juventus is competitive, but we haven't seen it.
And Tudor's changing his position, right? Tudor, what do you do from Thiago Motta? Thiago Motta had Kenan Yildiz wide and sometimes on the right, so he couldn't even cut in on his favored foot. He's a left winger that likes to cut in. Now with his formation, he's got Conceição and Yildiz almost playing as like 2 attacking midfielders. They're closer to goal. I think their goals for both of them are going to go up compared to what we saw under Thiago Motta.
It wasn't just in the league that they had problems as well last season. They were embarrassed in the Champions League, weren't they, in certain moments against teams where you thought they should have got past them at the very least. Just a reminder of both of the matches that are coming up next. Como and Lazio, that's on the Golazo Network for you.